শপথ করছি যে সর্বদা পিতামাতা শিক্ষক এবং গুরুজনদের মাথায় রাখবো। প্রতিদিন নিয়মিত পড়াশোনা করবো। দেশের সবাই নিজেকে সর্বদা নিয়োজিত রাখবো। হে প্রভু আমাকে শক্তি দিন। আমি যেন সর্বক্ষেত্রে শৃঙ্খলা মেনে সব কাজ করতে পারি। আমিন।
শিশু স্বর্গ অসহায় দরিদ্র নিঃস্ব শিশুদের লালন পালনের একটি প্রতিষ্ঠান। চাইল্ড হেভেন ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কানাডা এটাকে আর্থিক সহায়তা দান করে। আমাদের এই চাইল্ড হেভেনের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা হচ্ছেন বানি কাপাচিনো। তিনি কানাডার অধিবাসী। তিনি একজন মহীয়সী নারী। তিনি 7 সমুদ্র 13 নদী পার হয়ে বাংলাদেশে এসে বাংলাদেশের অসহায় শিশুদের কল্যাণে কাজ করে যাচ্ছেন এবং তার এই কল্যাণমুখী কার্যক্রমের একটি অংশ হচ্ছে আমাদের শিশু স্বর্গ চট্টগ্রাম। এই শিশু স্বর্গ চট্টগ্রামে 2002 সাল থেকে আমরা এই প্রতিষ্ঠানটি পরিচালনা করছি।
In 1971, Bonnie Cappuccino, a young, vivacious, beautiful person, she read in the newspapers that there is a war going on. Bangladesh is going to be independent, but there are some sad things. There will be some war babies, and it would be hard for those war babies to survive because they will not be accepted in the society. And so she contacted people that she knew who like to provide home support for this kind of babies, and her husband supported her. Fred Cappuccino, who was a soldier, who was a music composer, a singer. Fred and Bonnie, they throughout their life, they tried to help children from war-ravaged countries. They adopted children from many war zones. They adopted children from Japan, from Vietnam, from Korea, from India, and brought to Canada. And then they thought about it's time they should do something from the new country, Bangladesh. And they started contacting with the officials, and they came to Bangladesh, and they find out where the war babies were, and they found families, they found doctors, they found lawyers, they did all the paperwork, and they provided good homes for 14 or 15 war kids of Bangladesh. One of the children they decided to keep from themselves. Her name was Shikha.
ওনার দেশ নয়, কিন্তু ইনি এই যে বাংলাদেশে এসে আমাদের শিশুদের জন্য কাজ করছেন, এটা সত্যি আমরা অত্যন্ত কৃতজ্ঞ তার কাছে যে আমাদের শিশুদের জন্য তিনি কাজ করছেন।
Them from them, bring them from them, right out to your chin. Open up your mouth, but do not let them eat. Thank you very much.
এটি একটি সার্বজনীন প্রতিষ্ঠান। এখানে হিন্দু, মুসলিম, বৌদ্ধ, খ্রিস্টান, পাহাড়ি সবাই, সব শিশুরা এখানে ভর্তি হয়।
Bonnie Cappuccino is known as Bonima to most of us. People in Canada, people involved with Child Haven International call her Bonima because she is a mother.
স্বপ্ন দিয়ে তৈরি সেজে স্মৃতি দিয়ে ঘেরা এমন দেশটি কোথাও খুঁজে পাবে না কো তুমি সকল দেশের রানী সেজে আমার জন্মভূমি সেজে আমার জন্মভূমি সেজে আমার জন্মভূমি
The most unfortunate part of this history is the war babies. And Bonnie Cappuccino and the friends of the families and also her colleagues, her husband Fred Cappuccino, they all came to Bangladesh with the concept that there are many war babies who have been abandoned, who have no way, no place to go, and many of them were given shelter in different homes, and most especially in the homes of Mother Teresa, the Teresa homes in Dhaka. We have to pay tribute here to the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who has taken extraordinary measures to extend cooperation to the suffering women, the victims of sexual violence, the strength of humanity. And it's a global world, we say, but it's also one world in terms of humanity. And there are no division, no border, when there are sufferers and there are people who come forward to heal the suffering. She is working on this issue, addressing the issue of war babies in post-conflict society. She has in her family many of the adopted sons and daughters from around the world, and we are very happy that we have with us today that one of the war babies of the 15th was Shikha. She was a little child at that time, and she was adopted by Bonnie Cappuccino herself, and she raised Shikha, and she has got all the opportunity in her life, and Shikha's daughter Katerina is with us. Thank you all.
Dear Katerina, I welcome you with your family to your beautiful country. There was further pain when we had to bid farewell to our very own children. We were cut deep, left to tend to our own wounds, and though we survived, we were left bruised, left with heavy hearts, incomplete. I say I'm grateful to you for having returned, for with your visit, what is instilled in me is hope. Hope for a new path that will guide us towards understanding, compassion, forgiveness, and above all, healing. I welcome you again with open arms, looking forward to your numerous visits with all of your family. With a heart full of love and arms reached out, Maya.
Well, my mom was adopted at, I believe, 3 months old. So unfortunately, she didn't spend much of her life in Bangladesh itself. But she feels it's important for me to know my roots, and for that reason, I'm sort of exploring Bangladesh for the both of us. and then hopefully one day I can bring her and my younger sister here. But I think, although my mom identifies as Canadian, she's still proud of her Bangladesh roots. And it always shows with some of the outfit choices she has in Canada and that sort of thing. And I think she's just overjoyed that I'm here. She had sent me an email and she asked me to kiss the ground upon arrival and that sort of thing. I spent quite some time living with my grandmother and grandfather as well as my mother, and I'm very thankful for that. I recently graduated from university and I have a full-time job with the government for the head of state, so I'm very thankful for that as well, and thankful that the Bangladesh government at the time allowed for Canadians to adopt the war babies, because I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. And
in my own family, we've been privileged to adopt a number of babies and children who have been affected by war. War is never pleasant. War always has crimes against humanity. I think we have to recognize this, and we have to stop the violence. So, I was mentioning earlier that my husband and I were overwhelmed that the government of Bangladesh, which was so very new at that time, they did not have passports, but they said these babies could leave the country on the recognition of the adoption law of Bangladesh about to be promulgated. That means they put babies' lives before red tape. And we will always love Bangladesh for that reason. And I have been coming back 3 or 4 times a year since that time, trying to work with children and babies at risk. And we have a children's home now in Chittagong, Shishu Shargo, and we have outgrown the space that we have, and we desperately need a larger facility. And I think the Liberation War Museum has recently sent a letter saying that they support this, and we're very hopeful and very grateful to the Liberation War Museum. Thank you.
So I would request all the guests here. We know that we cannot do much to pay our gratitude to Ms. Bonnie Cappuccino, but I request you all to give her a standing ovation.
Here I have got the opportunity through Liberation War Museum. I would like to request you all to come forward to visit Child Heaven International in Chittagong. আমরা খুব খুশি হব যদি এসে দেখেন, বাচ্চাদেরকে দেখেন, কি কাজ হচ্ছে সেটা দেখেন, তাহলে বনি ক্যাপুচিনো এবং ফ্রেড ক্যাপুচিনোকে সম্মান জানানো হবে।
এরা যে আমাদের এই শিশুদের জন্য এত বড় একটা বিশাল কাজ করলো, সেটা আমাদের কাছে অত্যন্ত আনন্দের, এবং আমরা জাতি হিসেবে তাদের কাছে কৃতজ্ঞ। বিশেষ করে উনি মহান মুক্তিযুদ্ধের সময় যে কাজটি করেছেন, এই 15 জন শিশু কি আসলে আমরা কি একজনের দায়িত্ব পালন করছি? এটা আমাদেরকে মোহিত করে, অনুপ্রাণিত করে তাদের এই কার্যক্রম। এবং বনি কাপাচিনো এবং ফ্রেড কাপাচিনো চাচ্ছেন এই শিশুদের, এই দেশের অসহায় শিশুদের মানুষ করার জন্য একটা পার্মানেন্ট একটা জমি দরকার।
সূর্যোদয়ে তুমি, সূর্যাস্তেও তুমি, ও আমার বাংলাদেশ প্রিয় জন্মভূমি, ও আমার বাংলাদেশ প্রিয় জন্মভূমি। চল শিরি নদীর তীরে তোর খুশির কাপড় যেন বাজে ও কাশ বনে ফুলে ফুলে